Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be painting another landscape painting, and I think this will be a pretty subject because there will be some water and reflections, which I'm very fond of. So let's begin now. I'm gonna tell you first the colors that I'll be using for today's painting tutorial. So here they are. We have a burnt sienna. Excuse my colorful palette, but I think you can see the colors that we will only be using today. And anyhow, I'll be posting it in the description box below so that you won't get confused. Alright, so we have here titanium white, phthalo blue, phthalo green, green oxide, yellow ochre, cadmium yellow or mid yellow, and black. But I did not get the black yet because I'll be using it, I think, a little later. So let's begin now. I'm gonna sketch first the subject so that you see it, but then I'll be covering it because I'll be doing some, you can see like a bug is walking because again, I'm near my plants. I'm a plant type of girl. So all right, so as I was saying, I'll be sketching it, but I'll be painting over it because we will be doing some background colors. But just to let you show, or no, just to show you just to show you how things are gonna go. So for the sketch, I'm just gonna use my blue, and so this will be some water, like a river, small river, and it goes right here. So the water area is this area, and I'm using my brown. This will be the land area where you see the brown. Okay, like that. Also, here, there will be a land. And as always, I'll be linking in the description box below the reference image for this painting tutorial. We may or may not depart from the reference image, but again, composition wise, you know, we're referring to that. Alright, so this will be the skyline. There will be some like trees going on here. Okay, this is a very rough sketch. I feel like I'm just I'm just having fun, okay? So I'm just gonna continue underpainting this one, but let me underpaint first the water area. So I'll be using some sky blue. This is a very nice sketch, guys. I hope you appreciate that. Okay, just kidding. I'm gonna get my titanium white. I'm gonna add phthalo blue to make it light blue, like this blue, and I'm gonna start applying it down here. I may add some more blue. And I'm going horizontal in application because we're following the flow of water as well. The flow or the mood of the water is so calm, you know, it's not really like a running or busy waters. It's not like the waterfalls, it's just a calm lake, like a lake. Okay, as I go up, I'm gonna make my blue a little lighter. So just add more white, like that. All right, and then for the sky, we will be using the same color, only that we'll be needing black. Sorry guys, I should have prepared my black, but I thought I'll only be using it later. So just add a tiny bit of black to your blue-white mixture so that you create some muted light blue color, and then let's apply it right here. Some of the areas in the sky will be covered later with some trees, but for easier application or for easier for easier application, we might as well do the sky now, even if we're covering it anyway, because some of that area will be seen later. Alright, like that. Okay, so it need not be super straight, because again, we will be adding some trees, and you will not really, or having a straight line will not really make a huge difference, if none. Alright, so now I'm gonna underpaint the soil part, and for the soil part, I will be using some dark browny color. So I'm just gonna get my burnt sienna. I'm gonna add black. Okay. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of green oxide so that it becomes a little greeny already. So like that. This is the underpainting, so it should be a little darker. And this is definitely not the color, the final color. Like that. Right, and we're going to do the same thing right here on the left side. All right. All right, like that. That's the underpainting. And I'm gonna make some dark markings right here where the trees are gonna go. So this will serve as well as depth of the trees. Later, this will make sense. If what I'm saying is not really making sense to you, later it will. So I'm just gonna dab on regular shapes right here, so that when I do the trees, they already have the depth, right? All right, so I'm gonna continue the color right here. Okay, yeah, so that's basically how it's gonna go. So I'm gonna change my brush because this is quite large for small detailing. So I'm gonna add some distant trees. I'm gonna get my green oxide, mix it with my black brown mixture, and then white, or I'm just gonna use what I have here. Add some black. Make it really grayish green. You can actually add more white to make it more lighter, or to make it more light. These are distant plants, which means that the color, or their color, should be more light compared to the foreground trees that we will be doing later. So I'm gonna get some hints of dark green just to add some depth, like that. Okay, so let it dry for a while. I think I had so much paint in here, that's why it's quite super wet. It's quite wet. All right, so I'm gonna add details right here since it's still wet this side, and I'm gonna create some grasses. I'll be using a round stiff brush. Many people are asking what type of brush is this. I don't even know. I just bought this from Korea. It says here Ruben's Draft Stencil R3, So I don't know if you can buy this somewhere else, but I bought this in Korea. But again, if you don't have this type of brush, you can simply make your own brush like this. You can, you know, put some bristles in a round in a round shape like this, and just make sure that the bristles are stiff. Or you can even use some sponge or foam or cotton buds. So I'm just gonna use this to create some grass. I'm gonna dab onto my green oxide, right? I'm gonna add yellow ochre to that. Okay, and I'm gonna get my phthalo green. I'm not really mixing them. I want the three colors to be seen. And I'm just gonna dab. Again, you can use sponge, all right? I'm gonna get my black and apply some black color to make it more, or to give it some depth. Okay, now I'm gonna make some yellow green. I'm gonna add yellow to my green, make some areas quite light. I'm gonna get my burnt sienna to make some areas a bit browny. Some black. All right, like that. And then I'm gonna allow that first to dry. I'm gonna go here side. I think it's all right for me to make some grasses. Yeah. I'm just dabbing it as if it's not even painting. I'm just dabbing it. You know, when some people put on their makeup, they kind of use this manner of applying it. It's just, you know, just dabbing it. Do not make any what do you call that? Do not do that kind of movement. Swipe it like that. And I'm just dabbing it. I'm gonna add black for more depth. Okay, I'm gonna add yellow so that some areas will be lighter. I'm using my mid yellow. Like that. I'm gonna get my yellow ochre. I'm gonna add some brownie colors on the ground. Okay. All right. We will be doing some more details later because I think it's not really showing on camera. So I'm gonna leave this alone and I'm gonna switch to ordinary brush, which to which you are more familiar. I'm gonna get my black, dab it onto my black. Let's create some trees already. So just create some slim tree trunks. Like that, maybe here. Okay, like that. Okay, let's make some separation between the land and the water. I'm gonna mix this black with my brown. Okay, so just darken your brown by adding black to it. And then just go around it or along the soil part like that. All right, now we're going to create some reflections. So whatever it is that you see right here on the foreground, you make some reflections of them right here on the water. So for that, I'll be using my black as if I'm doing this like vertically. And I'm applying it quite like irregularly shaped. I'm going sideways because that's how reflections are. I'm gonna make some areas quite browny. Which means the reflections should also be light brown. All right, like that. Okay, now I'm gonna add some reflections at the back. I'm gonna add some green oxide to my black mixture so that I create that dark greeny color. And I'm gonna go and swipe left and right. So again, I'm swiping left and right so that I really create that reflection like brush strokes. Okay, sometimes I would like to go vertical just to be more what do you call this? Like as if the water is having some tiny movements. We'll be adding more details on the leaves and the stems here, okay? All right. Okay, I'm gonna allow this first to dry. Let's move on to the right side. Let's make some more foliage. I'm gonna get my green oxide plus yellow ochre. Okay, I'm gonna add phthalo green, again yellow ochre, and just dab it on. Here to create some foliage. Okay, I'm gonna make some dark foliage right here at the back. Okay, now I'm going to make some more detailing on the tree trunks. Okay, I'm gonna get my yellow ochre and using my brush, I'm gonna create some reflections. Okay, now I want to make the reflections in the sky like more like it looks more realistic, so I'm gonna add more blue down here. So I'm gonna add more phthalo blue to my white, okay, and a mixture of black is actually there as well. Like that. It shall extend right here. like that. It should go like across the reflections like this. Okay, I'm gonna add more white this time. More white. Okay, like that. All right, I'm gonna get more white and I'm gonna apply it right here. Okay, now I'm gonna use my regular brush to create some more details on the soil part. I'm just applying some light yellow-green colors. Then I'm gonna get my black. To create some depth. Okay. Maybe I'm just gonna fix some trees. Okay. Oops. I'm gonna get more yellow. I'm using yellow ochre. Okay. Maybe more branches. And of course it's Monday morning here, that's why you can hear the busy street just right in front of my building. Okay, I'm gonna make some light brown color. So I'm gonna get my yellow ochre, my burnt sienna plus white. Okay, so this color, it's like skin color, skin tone. And I'm gonna use this to apply it randomly here to suggest some areas that do not have grasses. So like empty spaces right here. Okay, that. Okay, I'm gonna wash my brush out. I'm going to add more more foliage at the back. Let me check. I honestly don't know. Okay, I think this needs more detailing. So I'm going to add more detailing to this. So get your palette knife, right? It has green to it because I actually use it to get some paints. So I'm gonna get my mid yellow. I'm gonna mix it with the green oxide. And just try to apply it this way. Just go sideways. Alright. Okay, now I want you to get your black paint. Again, just go around this area, the soil part. Okay, I'm gonna get my light brown colors. And I'm just gonna go around. Like that. I'm gonna dab on some black colors, brown colors. Okay. All right. Wash your brush out. Now I want you to get your light blue color, or sorry guys, your white color. Your white. Just again go around that area that separates the water from the soil, and here just lighten the right side. Using white. Some yellows are mixing, but I think that's nice. All right. Okay, now I think I have to make some more foliage at the back. I feel like it's lacking foliage at the back. So I'm gonna create more foliage. I'm gonna get my black, mix it with my existing greeny color here. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of green oxide to make it like more muted and muddy. I hope you can still see. Okay, I'm gonna add yellow. just make the back a little more, or just give the back more foliage than it already has. You can even add some yellow colors. Alright, and do the same thing right here to cover the underpainting that we did earlier. I'm gonna get some black because we don't want it to be just green and yellow. We want some depth. Okay, some of the trunks were covered, but we will be going over that later. Here, add some depth on your trees. Okay, I'm gonna wash my brush out. Okay, now I'm gonna get, I don't know what to get. Okay, I'm gonna get my yellow ochre. I'm gonna add brown. And I'm gonna insert this color in between the foliage at the back. To give your tree some sort of variation. This is a foreground tree, but I'm including it as well. Like that. Now I'm gonna get some white, okay? I'm gonna add yellow. And I'm gonna use this to highlight some areas. Just to make it more visible. All right. That. I'm gonna get my brown. Again, we want to make sure that colors of nature are here, meaning there should be earth colors, brown, green, black. It should not be just plain green or plain black. I think I'll be departing from the reference image. I'm gonna add a little tree here. I don't like the long root from the reference image. The tree has a very long root and it makes me feel like it's a weird, yeah, it's like a weird look to my painting. So I'm gonna add another tree here, okay. Like that. Okay, I'm gonna add more foliage to that, and for that I think I'm gonna use my phthalo green so that we do some different green variation. I'm just gonna dab it on like this. Like that. I'm gonna get my yellows. And some whites, just to lighten it a bit. Okay, I'm gonna dab onto some brown because again, I don't want it to look like as if it's just green and yellows. I want it to give some browny color. Tiny bit here. Actually, it's quite different already from the reference image, but still I'll be linking it down in the description box below for for composition wise, you can actually use that. So I'm gonna go around the water line. I'm using black. And I'm making some left and right swiping like this to emphasize even more the reflections in the water. I'm adding some details on the tree trunks. All right. So I will remove the tape just, for me to have an idea of how this looks like. So I'm removing the tape. Oh, this looks, it's just the first tape, but I'm appreciating it already. But I think I'll be adding some more details even after I've removed the tape. So it's like that. It's very nice. Oh my gosh, this is pretty, right? Oh, this is pretty. I think I'm just gonna add more detailing on some areas. I'm adding more tiny trees. And I'm also lightening the grassy area of the land by adding some watered down yellow greeny color. Okay, I'm adding more brown as well because this side has less brown. Oh my gosh, this is so good. I didn't expect, again, I did not expect this to be this good. All right, like that. Now I'm getting my white. Oops. It's mixing with the yellow. And again, I'm just doing some side to side swiping. And I'm gonna apply it here as well. Okay, I think I'll fix this area right here. And again, just slight application of white. Like that. And I think the reflection, okay, let's just define even more the reflected grasses right here. There's not much reflection here because the viewer is looking from the right side, so what the viewer sees are the reflection here. Okay, finishing touches. Okay, now I really like this one. I really like this one. I'm gonna make some black line right here because it's too thick, like that. Okay. Some greens. Like that. Okay. So I think I have to sign this now, right, guys? Because it's done. It's done. So I'm gonna sign, I think, right here because I don't want to ruin the reflections part. So for the signature, I'm just gonna use whatever light color that I have here. And I think we're done. We're done, guys. This is beautiful, guys. This is so beautiful. I think, all right, I think I saw something again. I'm just gonna fix this one because I feel like the root is quite weird looking. So I'm gonna fix that one. It's a very short tree, that's why. Like that. All right, like that. Yeah, I prefer that. So yeah, we're done, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you do this one as well. And yeah, I think, next time I'll be doing another landscape painting because I'm kind of enjoying landscapes right now. So see you in my next video. If you like this one, share this with your friends. If you want to paint along with me, and if you do, let me know on social media. Tag me on your versions of my paintings. And yeah, I think I'll see you in my next video. So I hope you like it. And